one of the many timelines of Westworld Season 2, the hosts are rebelling against the humans. Or at least some of the hosts are rebelling against the humans. The other hosts are still going about their little host circuits, acting as if nothing has ever happened and they still live in the world of the West. This can get pretty confusing to watch, since it's difficult to remember at any given moment which hosts know they are a host and which are just acting weird because they are programmed that way. In order to enhance your Westworld comprehension, we present a guide to the hosts on the show according to their relative wokeness. Who's awake and who's still slumbering? Dolores, Evan Rachel Wood. Dolores started to question the nature of her reality back in Season 1 by working her way through the maze, which was a sort of metaphor for consciousness, and embracing the dangerous elements of her personality designed as Wyatt, culminating with her assassination of Ford Anthony Hopkins. She's currently spending her time waking up other hosts and trying to get to a special weapon called Glory, also known as the Valley Beyond. She still has some host tics, love for Teddy, seeming blindness about a lot of aspects of the real world, but she's also developed something of a social consciousness with regard to the lives of hosts, so she's metaphorically a little woke, too. Status: extremely woke Maeve Thandie Newton. After hacking her abilities in Season 1, Maeve's bossing around Lee, the British programmer, and kissing her host Beau Hector, though she's less interested in starting a revolution and more interested in her own survival, and the possibility of finding her daughter. That'd all make Maeve one of the most woke hosts, except for the fact that her daughter doesn't exist, something she has trouble getting over. Some codes are hard to break. Status: mostly woke Teddy. James Marsden. Dolores is on a campaign to get Teddy out of his doofy, heroic programming, even trying to show him videos of his many deaths, but he's still not quite getting it. Teddy still wants to be the one to save Dolores, even though Dolores is really the one in charge. Hey, it's a metaphor for gender roles. Anyway, this guy isn't about to get it anytime soon. Status: drowsy Bernard. Jeffrey Wright. Last season, Westworld included the big twist that Bernard Lowe, who seemed pretty human, was a host, and indeed, that Ford created him in the image of Arnold Weber, one of Westworld's creators. In Season 2, things get more confusing as we see Bernard post-host rebellion in two different timelines. In the immediate aftermath, he's trying to escape the attacking hosts and track down Peter Abernathy with Charlotte Hale, and is eventually captured by Dolores and forced to try to hack into Abernathy. There, he's still trying to make sense of his realization that his backstory about his family was all Arnold's, and never real. In a later timeline, however, Bernard washes up on a beach, works with the humans, and seemingly engineers a host massacre by drowning a bunch of them in a lake. Status: like someone responding to an alarm clock, he's awake but very confused. Major Craddock, Jonathan Tucker, and the Confederatus. Craddock leads the group of Confederatus who raid the Westworld countryside and confront Dolores and her crew in Season 2, Episode 2. After Teddy shoots Craddock, she has attack reboot him. Now he's on her side, though not really more awake. Dolores tries to get Teddy to kill Craddock, but Teddy's not able to do it. Status: reprogrammed, but not woke Hector. Rodrigo Santoro. Originally designed to flirt but never get with Maeve, Hector's found a new journey as her partner/boyfriend. They're probably not into labels. Originally he was supposed to love someone named Isabella, a real woman who was the object of Lee's fantasies. It's almost like tech is designed by toxic men who hate women. They're traveling with Armistice, Ingrid Bolso Bertel, Hector's companion with a face tattoo, who's similarly self-aware but not in charge. Status: woke, but still a himbo. Clementine. Angela Serafian. She used to be a walking doormat of a host playing one of the women in Maeve's employ, but now that she's part of Dolores's army, she's become pretty fearsome. She shot William in the arm in the Season 1 finale, and she continues to shoot at various people as she pleases now. Status: mostly woke and very armed. Angela. Tallulah Riley. Similar to Clementine, Angela, once an intake host, and previously used in early demonstrations of Westworld's technology, is now part of Dolores's crew, gun in hand. Status: mostly woke and very armed. The hosts in the Raj-themed park. In addition to the Shogun world that's teased at the end of Season 2, Episode 3, there's a park set during what appears to be the British occupation of India that we learn about this week. The hosts there have also started rising up against the humans and killing them. They also have tigers. Those tigers are also dangerous. Status: woke, though it's not clear how conscious they are. Rebus. The milk guy. Stephen Ogg. Bernard reprogrammed Rebus, best known as the villain obsessed with milk, to be a valiant hero in order to protect him and Charlotte Hale. He gets into a firefight with a few Confederatus when Bernard and Peter Abernathy get captured, but seems to escape it for now. We know he meets his end in the final timeline, but until then, the milkman is free and doing good. Status, reprogrammed but not woke Peter Abernathy, Lewis Hertham, Charlotte Hale hid a trove of information in Dolores' malfunctioning dad, who's been captured by Dolores and the Confederatus. Dolores gets Bernard to try to break through Peter's programming to get to whatever's encrypted inside him, but hasn't succeeded yet. Status, both asleep and very confused, the drone's milky white skeleton hosts that wander around doing mysterious Delos bidding. Status, deep, dreamless